Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. And hello, Michael. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. My name is Jennifer, and I'm a teacher with English in the City Prato. This afternoon, we are doing a focus activity. Which focus activity are we doing? We're doing focus activity 2-3, in town. We're going to be talking about town activities. What is your town like? And how do you ask about information in another town? I hope everyone is having a good day so far. It's a very warm spring day, and we've come almost to the end of another week. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Jennifer, and I'm a teacher with English in the City Prato. As you join our activity group, please say hello. Type in your name and let me know you're there so that we can all do this focus activity together. We are live not only on our YouTube channel, we are live on our Facebook page as well. Kind of keeping your hand on the pulse of English during the time where we are still under restrictions. But we see that little by little, the restrictions are lifting and we are on our way back to normalcy, slowly but surely. Hello, Andrea. Good afternoon. I'm glad to see that you liked my story yesterday. Yes, I am a butterfly. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are talking about town. We are having a town talk. This afternoon's focus activity is 2-3, in town. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. I am. It's been somewhat quiet, but quiet days are good too. Quiet days are good too. So in today's focus activity, what are we going to do? We're going to practice asking questions at the supermarket, at the post office, and conversations in town. Before we get started, we know that every town has important places. Every town has specific points of reference. What are places you can visit in your town? And these are places that you find in every town. Every town you go to, whether big or small, has certain places, certain points of reference. Which are they? For example, every town has a post office. Every town has a post office. Are there other places that every town has? We see in this first slide of the focus activity that there's also a supermarket. This is another place that we find in every town we go to. There is a supermarket. There is a post office. Are there any other places that every town has that you can think of? As you join our group this afternoon, please type in your name and say hello. Let me know that you're here. For example, in my small town, there is a library. In my small town, there is a bank. In my small town, there is a school and a church. These are places that all towns have, whether they're public spaces or private spaces. Every town has a bank, Every town has a post office. Every town has a supermarket. Every town has a school, a church, and possibly a library. These are places that when you visit a new town, you can ask, where is the bank? And you know there is a bank in the town. These are places that every town has. So if you visit a new town and you say, where is the post office? Every town has a post office, as well as a church. Every town has a church too. So let's get started with our focus activity and talk about town. We have 3 questions on our screen. We have 3 questions, and we want to put the words in the correct order. Notice number 1, you, where, from, are. But the words are out of order. What is the question? What is the question? If we put the words in the correct order, we have a very common question of introduction. This is one of my 5 basic questions that we always ask the first time you meet someone. What are the questions that we ask? The first question, as you know, is what's your name? And then usually the second question you ask about the person's country. Or if you're all in the same country, you're referring to their city or region. So notice the group of words that we have in number 1. You, where, from, are. If we rearrange these words in the correct order, what is the question? If we rearrange these words in the correct order, what is the question? Where are you from? And notice the images on the left side of our screen. We have different places where you can be from. Possibly a city, or a village, or the countryside. The second question is also one of the questions of introduction that many people ask the first time they meet someone. The first question being, what is your name? The second one, where are you from? And then another question, which is very common during an introduction, where do you live? Because if you ask me, Jennifer, where are you from? And I answer, well, I'm from the US. Or if someone outside of my region asks me, Jennifer, where are you from? Oh, well, I'm from Tuscany. And then they ask, but where do you live? You don't answer, well, I live in Tuscany, because Tuscany is too big. Where do you live is more specific. It's asking for a city or a town, not your address, just a place that's more specific. So if someone asks me, where are you from? I say, well, I'm from the US, but I'm living in Italy. But if I'm in Italy and then they ask me, where are you from? Well, I'm from Tuscany. Where do you live? I live in Montale. So where are you from is bigger. Where do you live is smaller. And the third question, from these groups of words, what is the question? town is big, your, or small? If we rearrange these words in the correct order, what is the question? What is the question? And often we'll ask this question if we don't know the town or city that they're talking about. So if I am outside of Tuscany and someone asks me, well, where do you live? And I say, well, I live in Montale. And they'll say, well, I've never heard of it. Is it big or small? And that's the third question that we can ask about where someone lives. Is your town big or small? Thank you very much, Michael. Michael has just given us question one. Question one. Where are you from? Michael, if someone asks you, where are you from? How do you answer? If you ask me, Michael, Jennifer, where are you from? I say, I'm from the US. But I think now I've been in Italy so long, I could probably even say Italy now. Because I've been here in Italy just as long, believe it or not. I lived in the US for the first 25 years of my life. And I've been here for 23. So I've lived almost half of my life here. So if someone asks me, where are you from? I could say I'm from Italy too. Michael has given us, oh, very good. Thank you very much, Michael. I'm from the US. The second question, question two, live you do where? We said that where are you from is a big question. Where do you live is a smaller question. So, Michael, if you are from Italy, where do you live? And this answer is either a region or a city. I'll say a region where, yes. Where do you live? I live in Florence, or I live in Prato, or I live in Montale. And then if someone asks me the last question, is your town big or small? It means describe your town, describe your city. And yes, Montale is very small. It's very small. You live in Poggio, Poggio Caiano. Very good. Michael, is your town big or small? Is your town big or small? And that's question three. I said, my town is small. Montale is small. Is your town, Michael, big or small? Now it looks like we've gone right to the supermarket. We said that every town has places, important places, places of reference. Poggio Caiano is small. Thank you very much. Montale is small too. But even though it's small, even if your towns are small, there are places that all towns have. It's very, very difficult to find a town that does not have a supermarket. It'd be almost impossible to find a town that does not have a supermarket. The supermarket in my town is small. It is a small supermarket, but there is a supermarket. So on our screen now, we have 6 images. And on the left, you have a list of vocabulary words. We want to match the word to the picture. Hi, Christina. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm so happy to hear from you. We just started our Focus 2-3, and we are talking about town. And in this slide, Christina, we've arrived. We are now at the supermarket. We are at the supermarket, and on your screen, you have 6 images. These are things you find in the supermarket. So maybe if you do the shopping, or if you go with your parents to do the shopping, these are things that maybe you buy or you see in the supermarket. We want to match the word to the picture. Bread is D. Thank you. Thank you very much, Michael. Milk is C. All right. Let's do our matchup. A is meat. Michael already said that milk is C and bread is D. That's okay. What about B, Michael? What's B? What's B? So if milk is C, bread is D. Thank you very much, Michael. Meat is A. Vegetables is B. Milk is C. Bread is D. And we have 2 items left. We have E and F. And our vocabulary words are cleaning products and fruit. Cleaning products and fruit. Which is E? Thank you very much, Michael. Fruit is E. So we know that F is cleaning products. Now we see that we have the 6 images on our screen, but these are general categories. If we want to be more specific, how can we be more specific? For example, if B is vegetable, what kinds of vegetables are there? What kinds of vegetables are there? There are many kinds of vegetables. So when we go to the supermarket, usually in the first aisle in the supermarket, we see all of our vegetables. Thank you very much, Christina. Christina has given us all the answers together. A is meat, B is vegetables, C is milk, D is bread, E is fruit, and F is cleaning products. So now I'm asking you, what kinds of vegetables are there? Because if you go to the supermarket and you decide to buy vegetables, there's usually a type of vegetable you buy. You can decide to buy carrots, or what are other kinds of vegetables? You can also decide to buy fruit. What are different types of fruit? Because we see that these are general categories, but then there are items that are more specific. There are also different types of bread. For example, when you go to the supermarket, you don't just say, oh, give me half a kilo of bread. They want to know which kind of bread, whether it's white bread or wheat bread or 5 cereal bread or gluten-free, now that everything is gluten-free. There are different types of breads, there are different types of fruits, and there are different types of vegetables. And this is important to keep in mind that here we're talking about the general topics, but there are also those that are more specific. Thank you very much, Michael. Michael says pepperoncino or hot peppers. Hot peppers are also a vegetable, and they're very, very spicy. Brown bread. Thank you very much, Michael. Brown bread is whole wheat bread or 5 cereal bread. There are actually several types of bread, but the most common are white bread, whole wheat, and 5 cereal bread. So we see that even though we have several groups that are more general, we have specific items as well that we find in the supermarket. Here we have a brief dialogue. This is a dialogue that we could have in the supermarket. If we walk into a supermarket that is new for us, because we know that when we go to a new town, thank you very much, Michael. Michael has given us a whole list of shopping. He has peppers, hot peppers, brown bread, and tomato. Excellent. Tomato, we know, is a type of fruit or vegetable. It depends on where you're from. Because in the US, we say that tomato is a fruit. But here they say tomato is a vegetable. Michael also suggested brown bread, which could be whole wheat bread, and hot peppers, which are a vegetable. Let's take a look now at the dialogue we have on the left on the new slide. Ask for the location of items on your shopping list. Hello, do you have bread? Yes, of course. Hi, where is the milk? It's here. Hello, where are the vegetables? Over there. So notice the order of questions. Do you have? Yes, of course. Where is it? It's here. Where is it? It's there. Here, there, and yes. These are the directions that someone in the supermarket can give you if you ask for the location of items on your shopping list. Do you have? Where is the? And where are the? Notice the difference between the second and the third question. Where is the is singular, and where are the is plural. So we also have to remember which foods are countable and uncountable. For example, if I'm looking for milk, I could ask someone in the supermarket, where is the milk? Not where are the milks? Where is the milk? But if I'm looking for apples, apples are countable. So where are the apples? But if I can't find the fruit at all, where is the fruit? Vegetables, on the other hand, is vegetables countable or uncountable? That's a great question. I would say it's countable because we'd say, where are the vegetables? Where are the vegetables? So if there's an S, it is plural and it is countable. If there isn't an S, then it is singular because it is uncountable. For example, where is the coffee? Oh, the coffee is in aisle 8. Where is the pasta? Oh, the pasta is in aisle 4. Pasta. That is also uncountable, so it is singular. Another place that we have in every town is the post office. We said that we have a supermarket in every town. We go to the supermarket to buy food. We have a post office in every town. Why do we go to the post office? Why do we go to the post office? Are post offices really necessary? Because if they are not necessary, then we don't need one in every town. Why do you go to the post office? I know here in Italy, the post office has many different functions, meaning there are things you can do at the post office here that you don't do in other countries, like picking up your pension or paying a bill. These are not services that the post office offers. In the US, for example, you use the post office to mail a letter, to pick up a package, and also a place to go pick up packages that are being sent to you. So if we're at the post office, these are different vocabulary words. These are different vocabulary words that are tied to the post office. On the right side of the screen, we have a group of images. On the left side, we have several vocabulary words. Thank you, Christina. As usual, we want to match the vocabulary to the picture. And Christina has already given us a. This one, Christina says, is a letter. A is actually a stamp. What is a stamp? And why do you use a stamp? Send is B. Thank you, Michael. Hi, Fabio. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Take a look at the screen, Fabio. We have a list of vocabulary words and 6 images. We want to match the vocabulary to the image. Address is E. Okay, but what about C, Michael? What about C? What about C? And C is not something that's very common nowadays. In fact, when people go on holiday, this is something very good, Michael. It's a postcard. This is a short greeting that people send when they're on holiday to the people at home to let them know that they're having a wonderful time. And that they're not very common anymore. They used to be much more common when people traveled. Now people post selfies on that social network, but once upon a time, we used to send postcards. So postcard is C. Michael has already given us E, but what is D? What is D? Letter is D. Are you sure? If Letter is D, Michael. Then what is F? Notice F. We see the hand is writing an F. We know that E is address. So we're a little bit, we need to know which one is D and which one is F. D is envelope. Very good, Michael. D is envelope. Why? Because F goes inside the envelope. Once you write a letter, you put it in the envelope. E, Michael said, is address. And F is letter. Here is a stamp. What do we use a stamp for? Thank you, Michael. Envelope. What do we use a stamp for? The stamp could either be one of the small squares that you stick on your envelope, or it could be an actual stamp, meaning that someone takes a mark and boom on your envelope to show usually an amount of money. €1.30, 85 cents, €2.68. What does this stamp of money mean on the envelope? Because without it, you cannot send a letter. Without it, you cannot send a letter. For example, if I write a letter to my sister in the US, I go to the post office to send the letter. Thank you very much, Michael. We need the stamp to send the letter. It is payment. It is payment to send a letter. If you do not pay, you cannot send a letter. And the prices of sending letters now are incredible. When I was younger, to send a letter, it cost 10 cents. 10 cents to send a letter in the United States. Once it left the continent, of course, it was more. So we go to the post office and we need to ask for what we need. Here we have another dialogue. Good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. Can I have a stamp? Of course. How much is it? It's £2. So what do we do at the post office? We can send a letter. We also ask for a stamp, and we ask for how much. All right, here we have the dialogue, but we have empty spaces in the dialogue. We want to fill in the blanks. So I will give you the prompt, and then you tell me what word is missing. So we see the first line, good. And then what word are we missing in the next line? Good day. Good afternoon. Good night. What word do we need to complete the phrase? Good morning. Thank you very much. So the person who works in the post office worker says good morning. And then the customer says, good morning. Can I a letter? So we have good morning. Good morning. Can I a letter? Can I what a letter? Can I buy a letter? Can I be a letter? Can I have a letter? Can I write a letter? What is the customer asking at this point? Can I, a letter? Even though the post office has a lot of functions, one of the primary functions traditionally has been to send a letter. Thank you very much, Michael. Good morning. Good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. Can I have a? And we see the first image. What does the person ask for? What does the customer ask for? We have an example here on our screen. You go into the post office and this is what you ask for. What is it? Can I have a picture? Can I have a giant square with people? Very good, Michael. Can I have a stamp? So good morning, good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, of course you can. Can I have a stamp? Now, once the person gives you a stamp, what do you want to know? Because now you have to pay. So what do you want to know if the person gives you a stamp? Good morning. Good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. Can I have a stamp? Of course. Is it? Once you give me the stamp, what do I want to do with the letter? Well, once you give me the stamp, I have to pay for it. So my next question then is, how much is it? How much is it? And then you give me the price. And we can use this example also for other things we need to do at the post office. Here we have another item. How does our dialogue start off? Good morning. Good morning. Can I have a? Very good, Michael. Michael has answered my previous question of when you ask for a stamp and they give you a stamp, you ask how much. Why? Because you have to pay. You have to pay for it. So you ask, how much is the stamp? In the next screen, however, we see a different item. What is this? What is it? During our vocabulary exercise, we realized that it is not a letter. It is not a letter. So what is it? I know. Thank you so much, Michael. Michael has completed our entire dialogue. Good morning, he says. Can I send a letter? Can I have a stamp? And how much is it? So Michael has asked all the 4 questions in our dialogue. This is an envelope. Very good. Good morning. Good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. Can I have an envelope? Of course. How much is it? And then you give me a price. There are standard sizes for our envelopes. So many times when we go to the post office, we have to ask for a certain size envelope. Your mom is helping you. Say thank you, Michael. Make sure you say thank you, Mom, for helping me. Here we have a mailbox. On the mailboxes, there is letters written. Good morning. Good morning. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. Can I have a? This is kind of self-explanatory. Can I send a letter? Yes, you can. And then we could also ask, how much does it cost? Because maybe you already put some stamps on it at home. And this is usually the address we put automatically on the envelope. We don't go to the post office and ask for the address. Okay, we have a conversation now at the post office. Let's look through the conversation. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can I help you? Can I have a postcard and a stamp, please? Of course. Anything else? Yes, an envelope, please. How much is it? It's £4.50. Thank you. You're welcome. So this is a common conversation that we would have at the post office. In order to send a postcard, and in order to send a postcard, we would need a stamp. There are also people who put the postcards in the envelope. I don't, however. There are two types of cards. You can have a card that you close and you put inside the envelope, or you can have a card with a picture on one side so you can write your message. Oh, we're having a wonderful time at the beach. Wish you were here. Okay, here we have choices now for our dialogue. You can either say good morning, good afternoon, or get good evening. We're going to go through the dialogue now and fill in the blanks. So if I say to you, good afternoon, thank you for coming to English in the City Post Office. How can I help you? At this point, you are the customer. What do you want? If you come to the post office, what do you ask for? If you come to the post office, what do you ask for? So I've said good afternoon, how can I help you? And you ask me for? Think of the items that we have in the post office. What items do we have in the post office? You can ask for a stamp, a letter, a postcard. And then, of course, you ask how much it is so that you can pay, because nothing is free. At the beginning of our focus, we talked about different places in town. There are different places you can visit in your town. On your screen, you have 6 places. And on the left-hand side, you have the vocabulary words. Again, we want to match the vocabulary to the picture. And this we said at the beginning of our focus are places that you can find in every town. These are places you find in every town. They're called points of reference. If for some reason you go to a city that you've never been to before, thank you very much, Michael. At the end, once you've asked for everything in the post office, you pay. And you ask the person, how much is it? How much did it cost? So I can pay for it. We said at the beginning of our focus, there are different places in town. You now have 6 images on your screen and a list of vocabulary on the left. We want to match the vocabulary words to the pictures on your screen. We said also that every town usually has these places. If you go to a new town, a town that you have never visited before, if you ask for these places, most towns have them. You can go into a town in the middle of nowhere and ask for a supermarket. You can also ask for a post office or the bank. And then, of course, there are other places in the town that we mentioned at the beginning of the focus. So let's take a look through these images and match the vocabulary to the picture. For example, A is post office. What do we do at the post office? We mail a letter. What do we do at the post office? We buy a stamp. What do we do at the post office? We can also buy an envelope. And here in Italy, at the post office, we can also pay certain bills. You can pay your water bill and your light bill and your gas bill. Let's take a look at B. What image is B? Yes, Fabio. We said that A is the post office. But what about B? What is B? And what do you do at B? Thank you very much, Michael. Michael says D. D is the supermarket. This is D, Michael. Okay. B is the train station. Thank you. What about C? What is C? That's okay, Michael. You said train station A, and then you said B. B is the train station. C is zoo. Thank you very much. D. Not every city has D. Some of them do, some of them don't. What is D? If C is zoo, then D is another place where you go to visit animals. F is the police station. Very good. What about D? Thank you, Michael. D is the aquarium. E, we said, is the supermarket. And F is the police station. We know that at the post office, you can send a letter. You can buy stamps. What do you do at the train station? What do you do at the train station? And not every town has a train station. You have to be on the train line in order to have the train station in your town or city. Because sometimes you have to go to the next town in order to catch the train. Every town here in my area does not have the train station. But if you come to my town of Montale, then you can take the train. And that's a hint. What do you do at the train station? You take the train so that you can travel. What do you do at the zoo? You visit animals, different types of animals. What do you do at the aquarium? You visit sea animals. What do you do at the supermarket? You buy food. So every place has an activity. Every place has an activity. Let's go on to our next slide. Where is it? Okay, this is our next slide. Where is it? We're still talking about the town. And we want to ask for directions. We want to ask for and give directions. Excuse me. Hi. Where is the police station? It's over there. Thank you. Excuse me. Where is the zoo? It's right here. Thank you. You're welcome. And we want to ask for directions going to these different places. Where is the post office? Where is the supermarket? Where is the train station? Where is the zoo? Where is the aquarium? And where is the police station? Now, at the beginning of our focus, I told everyone that I lived in Montale, and Michael said that he lived in a different town. The towns where you live, what are places that you find in your towns? What are the different places that you find in your towns? For example, I said in my town there is a library, there is a supermarket, there is a bank, there is a school, there is a church. What is there in your town, and what do you do there? We said that the different places we find in your town are tied to activities. The same things you do at the supermarket, you do not do at the post office. The same things you do at the post office, you do not do at the train station. So what do you do at the supermarket? What do you do at the bank? What do you do at the train station? What do you do at the post office? Remember that every town, every city has its places, and every place has an activity. So where is it, and what can you do there? Hi, Matteo, how are you? Right now, we're talking about the places in our town. What places are in your town? As you come up with answers to my questions, please feel free to type your comments in the comment box, just to practice our grammar a little bit. We've talked about the different questions of introduction so far during our focus. Okay, let's finish up our last slide for today. In town, we want to complete the questions, then match them to the correct answer. So we have our question, and then the answer is in the third column. We have to match one from the first column to one from the second column, and then find the answer. For example, where is the zoo? It's right here. Where are? And notice if we ask the question, where are, the second part of the question must be plural. So we're looking for something that is countable and plural. Where are? And then after we complete the question, we want to find the answer. So if I am in town or if I am in the supermarket, what question can I possibly ask? Where are the cleaning products? Where are the cleaning products? If I ask the question, where are the cleaning products? What is the answer? It's £3.50. Yes, you can. Of course. Yes, we have milk. They are here. If I ask the question, where are the cleaning products? What is the answer? They are here. The third question, do you have? And this is one of the questions we went over in the post office. Do you have? Do you have an envelope? This is a question we could ask at the post office. Do you have an envelope? Or do you have milk? If I'm in the supermarket and I ask, do you have milk? What is a possible answer? Where is the zoo? It's right here. Where are the cleaning products? There, they are here. Do you have milk? Yes, we have milk. Can I? And this is one of the questions we had in the post office dialogue. Can I send a letter? If you ask a question, can I? The answer, the short answer that follows is yes, you can. We have 2 more questions to complete before the end of our focus this afternoon. Can I have? We see the last 2 choices we have are is it and an envelope. Can I have? Is it or an envelope? Can I have an envelope? If the question is, can I have an envelope? The answer is, it's £3.50 or, of course. And our last question for today's activity, how much is it? We know that if we ask the shop assistant or the person working in the place, how much is it? The answer is money. It's €4. It's £3.50. It's $10. If I ask how much is it, the answer is money. So how much is it? It's £3.50. In our focus activity this afternoon, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And I want to thank everybody for participating. We practiced asking questions. And we also practiced dialogues at the supermarket or at the post office. And then we reviewed different conversations that we could have in town. Because wherever we go, wherever we travel to, we could meet people for the first time and ask them, hi, what's your name? Where are you from? Where do you live? And what's in your town? And if you find yourself visiting a town that is not your hometown, then it's good to know what to say in the supermarket, what to say at the post office, and most importantly, how to get around. I want to thank everybody for tuning in this afternoon. It was great to have you, and it was nice talking about what to do in town. Please remember that English in the City is live every day with focus activities. We are live on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. So feel free to tune in and to listen to a little bit of English and practice your grammar. Thanks everybody again for this afternoon, and I will see you next time. Have a great